My name's Todd Rauschenberger. I'm from Smithfield, Virginia. In 2015, I was diagnosed, or had a rising PSA. My family physician referred me to a urologist to do watchful waiting. By mid-2016, my urologist identified that my PSA level had escalated, and it referred me for a consultation to have the prostate removed or treated. I was referred to a surgeon, I was referred for radiation or proton therapy. Those three just didn't sit with me well. So I decided I was going to look into some other options, and during my research on the internet and talking to a few gentlemen, I found HIFU as an alternative, and Dr. Scionti, who was what I considered at the time one of the only doctors or experts in the area of HIFU treatment. And that's how I got started on coming down and meeting with Dr. Scionti. Meeting with Dr. Scionti it demystified the entire process of prostate cancer. He put my wife's fears to rest. She had few, if any, concerns from that point on. He educated both her and I, walked through the process, discussed prostate cancer, the treatment of it, and just educated us for about 90 minutes. That's how long he spent with us. And we left much more relieved, much more relaxed, and a lot more educated. So the procedure, 2016 in December, I came and visited, and that was where we sat with Dr. Scionti for over 90 minutes. I came back down in January, had some diagnostic tests done, and about 2 weeks later, Dr. Scionti called me and said I was a candidate for HIFU. I scheduled the HIFU in February, the end of February, 1st of March. We came down to Sarasota in 2016, March of 2016, and had the procedure done. I took a week off from work. I didn't know what to expect. We flew in on a Saturday. Sunday, we were preparing for it because there's some prep work to do. And then Monday I came in at 7 a.m., had the procedure. I walked out at 11. I had a catheter, and by that afternoon I was eating, drinking, and my wife and I went to dinner and took a walk on the beach. The rest of the week I traveled around the area, visited some places, and we drove basically up and down the coast. And we had a good time. It was a vacation with a few, issues of a catheter, but that was about it. Well, I could have gone back to work, but I chose not to. I chose to take a week off. I got the catheter taken out on Friday around 6 a.m. Got checked by Dr. Scionti that morning. He cleared me. Saturday went to a baseball game. Sunday drove to the Everglades. Monday we flew home. I am feeling very good. I do not have any concern about cancer reoccurring. My PSA is 0.05, which is normal for my age, and I'm feeling great. I'm happy. I would recommend Dr. Scionti because for me, when you have the word cancer, it's a nagging word. It's something that preoccupies your whole life. And from the time I was diagnosed to the time I walked into Dr. Scionti's office, I couldn't get it out of my head. And when he educated us, took the time and spent with us, spoke to us about it, what the procedures and the treatment was going to be, and then everything after that, from the post-treatment to today, Dr. Scionti was a godsend. He gave us hope. He educated us, and he demystified everything that people believe about this cancer. And I couldn't ask for a better outcome. It was funny. Before the procedure, I told my wife I wanted to get in the best shape I could because I wanted to have Dr. Scionti have a good patient to work on. And so I was exercising a couple, months before the procedure. I was exercising regularly. I was eating a lot better. It just changed my life and helped me focus more on my health. And when I went in, I felt like just the build up to that and preparing for that event through eating and exercise was very helpful because my recovery, I thought, was short. I could have gone back to work the next day, but I chose not to. But from that point on, I've maintained the same lifestyle. And for me, my life has been changed. I would recommend to any man, and I do this now, that you have choices, you have options. Just because the standard of care is X does not mean that you have to settle for it. And I'm in the healthcare business. Surgeons are going to recommend surgery. That's their job. However, when it comes to removing a body part or an organ or something along that line, I really believe we need to research and find alternatives and options that are out there. And in today's world, because of the way healthcare system is structured, you don't always have to do what's recommended. You have choices, and I would recommend any man and any man's wife or significant other to research that before they finalize their decision. And in this case, when it comes to prostate cancer, I don't consider myself a cancer survivor, but I am. And I feel pretty good. I'm just greatly appreciative of Dr. Scionti's time and what he's done and his compassion and what he's so passionate about what he does, and he truly believes in this. And I can tell you that I am too a believer. It's really worked. And I've been around a lot of men who's had the opposite, and they look at me like, gosh, I wish that was available years ago. I was like, well, let me know, because there's other men that could probably use some guidance.